correction that I was waiting for. But don't now get too euphoric. I will show you exactly why this is a fake pump and what's coming next and how we will increase our profits in this correction. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here again. Sorry that I was a little bit late. I told you I had to go back to the island where I was living before to pick up my scooter, or basically bring the scooter to the post office, and they're gonna mail it now over here. So that's why I was a little bit late, had to come back from the airport. Let's get directly into the charts here, because it's really, really important that we talk about that. First of all, the DXY is pumping here to the upside. That is one of the reasons why Bitcoin was pulling back today just a little bit, but this is not the main factor here right now. This is a contributing factor. Then when we go to the Bitcoin CME chart, to the 4-hourly, then we can see here yesterday when CME opened during the night that we were trading around the same price where we closed on Friday, and from there we started to go to the downside. And now we see here a small bounce back into that prior CME gap that we had. Now, a lot of people are now a little bit confused. I get it, so you want to know what's actually happening, so is now the pullback happening? Are we going back up, so is this just a fake out to the downside? Guys, I have the answer. Guys. The reason why Bitcoin is in the last couple of minutes going up is because MicroStrategy announced that they bought another $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. 15,400 Bitcoins were bought. And trust me, if you buy this kind of quantity, it has an impact on the chart. It always has. So now, over the next couple of hours, it's really important to see if this is sustainable or if this was basically just a sell the news event, so and it just takes a little bit longer to actually settle in. So before we are settling in and go to the Bitcoin chart, I want to remind you guys that the last couple of hours have started. So it's actually the last 2 hours for my Cyber Monday special, where you get my course program at a 50% discount. And after that, most likely I never do this again, because the value is just too high that you get out of it, So you learn a complete new skill. You learn how to trade. You basically learn how to print money, and this is especially important during this bull run. So take advantage of that. And there is a pinned link to get to this page here, and only through this link, guys, please only buy through that link. So if somebody texts you and says, hey, it's me, buy the program, I make it even cheaper, it's not me, guys. You can only buy it through this link here, so, and it sends you straight to the payment page where you can make the payment, and then you send a screenshot from now payments to info@amcrypto.us, and then my team will set you up. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the login details. We have a huge backlog from yesterday. Don't worry, guys, we sort everybody out today. So if you're still waiting, don't worry, your login details are coming. So now let's get into the Bitcoin chart. So here on the 12-hourly chart, Bitcoin is breaking into the EMA ribbon currently. And what we can also already see is that the stochastic RSI is rolling over. And that was what I warned about. I told you this looks like it's going to roll over, and also that the MACD is printing continuation to the downside. And now, because Michael Saylor bought, so the RSI spiked a little bit back to the upside. But this, you see already, we retraced half the move already from this. And I just think that we're gonna keep going lower from here. And that has multiple reasons. One reason is here on the 1-hourly chart, clearly to see that we got now rejected from the $97,200 area up here, and also started to break the underlying support at $95,700. So now we slightly broke back above that because of that Michael Saylor pump, but you see already we are retracing that move. So now if we come back down here, give it maybe 2-3 hours, in the next 2-3 hours, I expect that we break below this again, and that we then get continuation to the downside. So on the 1-hourly and on the 4-hourly time frame, it might take potentially a little bit longer, but the higher time frames giving us a really, really clear picture what's going on right now with Bitcoin. So, and also here on this 4-hourly chart with the MDX algo gradients, you can also clearly see it. We got now rejected from the golden ratio up here. We got rejected from this upward sloping trend line, and the gradients, the scalp gradients are cooling down in terms of the colorization. So, and when that is happening, you also know price is now moving to the downside. So, and the first major bounce that I expect, if we get a bounce from there, is here, this golden ratio, $91,000, $90,800, maybe even here up to $92,000, somewhere here in that area, we might get the first potential bounce. But not earlier than that, you know. So, and in the worst case, I still believe we can go down to 89, 87, something like this, you know, in the worst case. So, but I can tell you that I will start nibbling at some positions when we get down here, because this is already a 5% move to the downside, and a 5% move in Bitcoin is a 10, 15, 20% move in altcoins, in not all of them, but in many of them. So, and there I have my limit orders, and we're going to make some changes actually to the way how we trade altcoins here today, and I'm sure you're going to love that, so stick around for that. So, but here also on the reactor indicator, also here you see we start entering now a bluish phase, and that also means, here look at the past bluish phase when we entered the bluish phase here. Candles pulled down while we were going down here on the reactor indicator, and this is now repeating. It's happening every single time. When we enter here this cool down phase, look at the candles, at the colorization. Here, we are kind of like here right now in terms of colorization, and what happens afterwards? We go down. So, and the reactor indicator is in alignment with that, and you see this, that we are like at the beginning of that currently. Now, on ZoomX, actually I got locked out, shit. I still have my trades running here on ZoomX. They actually have a 3 years anniversary campaign going on. So if you don't have a ZoomX account yet, it's time to sign up there, plus that you get deposit bonuses, plus that we are still trading there for the $10,000. We are up roughly $100 currently, and we are also getting here more aggressive right now. It might take maybe another 1, 2, 3 days until that big drop in Bitcoin is happening, but we're going to take advantage of that with the ZoomX account and going to set later some limit orders. So you have maybe 20, 30 minutes to set up an account there, so go and do that so that you can trade with us together here on ZoomX. Or was he my... No, that was just... Okay, that was that. So here on the liquidation levels, we have now almost swept the high leverage liquidity that was sitting just below us, but also what we can observe is that we broke below the EMA ribbon here. And this is also a bearish indicator, another bearish indicator, that Bitcoin potentially is now going into way, way, way lower levels. So the next move here to the downside that I expect when we come down is that we break here below that $93,100 level to take the whole liquidity that is sitting here immediately below us. And from there you see there is already a gap, you know, so there's nothing really stopping for Bitcoin to drop lower, to go here to like $92,000. Then we tap liquidity again, and then you get one of these waterfall drops, you know, so it starts from here, and then you get these waterfall cascades to the downside. So now on the on the daily chart, this is just one big red candle when this is happening. So on the liquidation heat map, also here you see that we are about to touch here $94,500. There is the highest concentrated area of liquidity that has built up over the last 7 days. There is currently $150 million sitting, and yeah, so if we touch here 95,000, then in total it's over 250 million that we are taking out here. And trust me, once we break this level, we're gonna get acceleration to the downside. Because when I go here, let me show it to you. Which chart was this? Here. So look at this here. Once we are taking out this level here, which is kind of in alignment with that, $94,760 approximately. And we go a little bit lower, then there's the next level of support, and once we break this, we get acceleration massively to the downside here. On the weekly chart, also here, another warning sign. So I can pull up here also the RSI and the stochastic RSI. There you see it. So the RSI is overbought, the stochastic is turning around, and we are starting a red candle. So I have now really long thought about this the last couple of days, and I'm telling you guys, this week is the week where most likely this bigger drop is going to happen. Because if we print this week that red candle here, it's a reversal pattern and a topping pattern. And over the next coming weeks, I expect then Bitcoin to chop around a little bit, you know, so and then most likely by the end of the month, around the end of the month, I think that we get then the rally into $100,000 because everybody wants that yearly close for this year that Bitcoin touches $100,000. So I really believe that it's still coming this month, but we need to have first that one pullback that's most likely happening in the next 2 to 3 days. Once we're done with it, it's fine, you know. So Bitcoin will come back up and will continue to rally here past $100,000. All altcoins are gonna explode, and we are fine. So, but now it's time to get that pullback. Let me just move here something around real quick. Okay, I'm finding it. So for that reason, I'm gonna show you something for altcoins now in a moment on a Bybit. If you don't have a Bybit account yet, take advantage of that by depositing only $100 to get a $500 free Airdrop position on any of these coins here. And with this $100 that you have initially there, I'm gonna show you a trick how you can multiply that really easy while having a trade open. So you're gonna get double bubble on the trade, and I'm going to show you how you actually do that. So, but here with the voucher, really easy, deposit $100, claim the Airdrop voucher, use the voucher, all the profits belong to you. And then we roll that over into the strategy that I'm going to show you. And at the same time, you can get even more money on Bybit right now with the 6th anniversary that they have, where they have a $1.2 million prize pool. Just sign up and just do some tasks here, and they basically give you free money for that. Now on the Bitcoin dominance, was that on a weekly chart? No, on a daily chart. So earlier today, the dominance was actually pumping back to the upside, which was exactly what I wanted to see. Now, again, what I mentioned the other day, every time when we go lower, this pattern here is still playing out, you know, so it just means that it moves down, you know. So now maybe we only come back close to 59% and then roll over again, and then one more pump here to the upside before we go lower. But the dominance is the only reason why altcoins still go up while Bitcoin is gradually going down, you know. So when you go here to Bitcoin, you should not forget, you know, let me go here 12-hourly time frame, that we still print here higher lows every single day. Every single day we print higher lows, which is not good, you know. So, and that leads to that one big flush that we need. And on the total free market cap, also here, the current candle looks like a topping candle because here's indecision in the market, and you see that by trying to push the total free higher and gets rejected, and also to the downside and also gets rejected from there, and now it's kind of stuck in the middle. So here this might still be playing out. I did not yesterday go full bananas with my trading positions because it was first chopping a little bit around that $984 billion level, and then it blasted to the upside, and then it was, okay, I'm gonna wait another 1 or 2 days, you know. So, and now this looks like a topping candle. So if tomorrow the candle comes down, then I know, okay, also in the total free market cap, the drop is about to start, and it will go down regardless all the way here to $835 billion. We will come down here to that level. It will not stop at 926. It will eradicate $200 billion out of the market, which will lead to a 20, 30, 40% drop in some altcoins. Now on Ethereum, also here, clear topping candles forming, a topping formation is forming here. And we are getting rejected from the 0.786 level. And on top of that, we are really far away from the EMA ribbon. So here, a touch into the EMA ribbon will be most likely lead to the first small bounce back to the upside, but then also here I expect that we come all the way down to $3,200, $3,100. That has not changed. And look here at the indicators. RSI rolling over, stochastic rolling over, MACD about to print a sell signal. So here also downside is coming, so the writing is on the wall. I don't know why you would try now to knife catch some trades, to the upside, while many of them are at resistance, and squeeze the last 5-10%, so out of the market, when you know now that the biggest indicators that all other coins are following, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are at the top, and are starting to reverse here back to the downside. So also here the Ethereum Bitcoin chart is pulling back currently, but of course some coins are still running. But also here Solana, look at Solana, so even though we are forming here a falling wedge, I think that falling wedge will be broken to the downside. It can happen swiftly, and just be a wick that comes straight back up, and then we break higher. But we will break to the downside from that falling wedge, in my opinion, because everything is looking bearish. Here, look at the RSI, so the RSI is soon entering bearish territory, and then you get that flush, so when that is happening. Now, I want actually to pull up a new chart. Let me see, do I have still a test chart somewhere where I have nothing? Because I want to have a clean chart where I did on chart before to show you what's actually going on. No, I cannot use that, but I can make a copy of that. And then I can take everything away. So because I want that you see this with many coins here. So first of all, we have Dino coins still pumping. Oh wow, XRP just turned around, crazy. Yeah, I saw actually in the chat that people were writing that, so that XRP is pumping, but I did not expect that this is pumping like this, so crazy with XRP here. Let's have a look first on XRP on the weekly chart. So here, there's no reason to enter this right now, so we have broken here $1.96, which was a major resistance level, because that existed for 3 years, so now we just keep rallying here to the upside. I need actually an other XRP chart here to show you where the last high was. So most likely XRP might just rally into the past all-time high before this is reversing, and we are close already here. Look at this. So we are close to this here, $2.77, and then the next level, if it breaks above $2.77, it might rally all the way up to $3.31, almost $3.32. But there I expect it's going to reject. And trust me, XRP will dump like crazy on that move to the downside, because this is not sustainable, a move like that, So we will come at least, so if it touches $3.32, I expect it will at least fall back to $2 on when Bitcoin is turning around and gets that big move. So that is a 40% correction. So this is absolutely normal in the bull run. You're gonna see some coins moving 40% to the downside when Bitcoin is coming down. So that's absolutely normal for some altcoins. Some will even go 50% down when Bitcoin is going down like 10%. So I have seen that all before. So with a move like that here, where we don't really create massive support on the way to the upside, here on a daily and on a weekly chart, this will come back down to $2. I'm pretty sure about that. So what I will do is, depending on where it breaks here, if it breaks $2.77 and turns around, then I even put it a little bit lower. Then I'm gonna put it all the way to $1.40, $1.60. But if it breaks higher and it goes here to the all-time high and touches that, $2 is the level. Let me actually check here on a lower time frame what's going on with XRP. Yeah, so this is just crazy. It's almost going vertically up. So I'm going to show it to you here. And where is the curve? So here, curve. Look at this. So yeah, XRP is already going vertical. So every time when you see a coin going vertical to the upside, so if I move it a little bit like this, it's a 90-degree angle to the upside, so this is falling off the cliff really soon. But like I said, so maybe there's 1 or 2 candles left to touch the all-time high before this is rolling over. $1,000, that's insane. You know, $1,000 XRP, that would be, I don't even know what the market cap would be. You know, the market cap would be higher than total free of all coins together or something like that currently. So that would be absolutely insane, because it would be like 400 times higher than what it is already. So let me show you how we are actually going to trade that pullback that's coming, and how you can actually increase the profit that you're making. There's a really simple trick for that. So, and I thought about this now for a couple of days, and I slapped myself and said, why was I so stupid and did not do that? So for that, I need to be in my Bybit account. Am I still logged in? Yes. So, and what I'm going to do is we go to inverse perpetuals for that. So you see on Bybit, you have quite a choice of inverse perpetuals that we can trade. And that are mainly the Dino coins that are available here on inverse perpetuals. There are some other platforms where you get a little bit more coins, but coins that I would focus on here would be Ripple, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and Polkadot and Mana. So these would be the coins that I would be focusing on. So now let me explain what you do when you're in these coins. So you go to spot and buy these coins, and then you can trade these coins like it would be USDT. So now what's happening is when you trade, for example, Cardano, and it goes up, not only increases your portfolio because you are holding Cardano, but at the same time you are leveraging it. So, and that means if you trade with 5x, let's say you have $1,000 in there and it goes 10% up, you know, so you are not only making 50% on the chart, dollar-wise, you also get 50% more Cardano, you know, so, and that will then exponentially grow your portfolio. And that's how you make more money in the bull run, by just trading in dollars, you know, so, and that's why I'm starting to build now positions in that drop where I hold inverse perpetuals, because when they go up, I just make more money, you know, so it would be stupid not to do that, to increase your profits on the way up, you know. So the hard thing is then just to know when you actually sell whatever you're holding, you know. So for example, a coin like Mana, you know, when the gaming sector stops running, you know, you need to get out, you know. So and for that, again, I will use the prior all-time highs, or depending on which coin it is, the second prior all-time high, and get there out, or start selling there a little bit. So guys, I need a second here. Need to write something real quick. Okay, I'm done. So now, yes, exactly. So on Binance, it's CoinM futures. So, and on Binance, you can also trade a lot of them. So now some of the coins that we need to have a look at, it's not GRT. Actually, wait, where's my chart? So here's my Ripple chart. For example, some of these coins are Dash, you know, so you look at that pump here on Dash, but on the weekly chart, I'm interested how this looks on a weekly chart. So here it ran already a little bit. It made like 100% in this run already, but that's nothing because we're at resistance here. So here I would not buy, you know, in the Bitcoin pullback, this might go back to at least $44. Where is it? Here, price range. So from current levels, this is a 17% pullback, you know, so maybe it goes even a little bit lower, maybe it goes all the way down here, 25% pullback, but look where the next major resistance is when this breaks to the upside. Here, $138. Now look at this. This is 135% move to the upside. So this is, of course, something that will not happen by tomorrow, you know, so, but this can happen in a matter of 3-4 weeks, you know, that Dash pulls a move like that, because you have to understand these old coins, there's a hated rally happening on all of these old coins, because there's still a huge chunk of people that are stuck in these coins, and they were not able to sell because they just diamond-handed these coins, because they were thinking they were even going higher, they were exploding, whatever, you know. So in these coins, they want to get out, And many platforms out there, especially in the US, they are onboarding all these old coins currently. So, and people see this, they have only a certain assortment of coins that they can buy, and these old dino coins are actually what they can buy, you know, so, and that pushes them higher. So Link, for example, is also a good example here. Look, we're currently at resistance. If it breaks $22, it's going to send to the upside, you know. So here also next level of resistance around $33.50, but we need that weekly close above, you know. So I still, again, that pullback is coming this week, you know. So and then I look to buy Link anywhere between $20, I dollar cost average all the way down to $16. So let me see in the, I'm gonna look here in a second into the chat, what you guys are writing here. Let me just sip here quick. So mainly on the weekly chart, you want to look now for coins that have broken trend, like this here. See, Link has broken this trend. So this is for an investment entry, and for a spot entry, you can technically buy here. You know, so for leverage is something else, because it can, in that drop, completely retrace that move back to the trend line. So which is a 15% drop currently, and then start running again. You know, so even on 5x, you're gonna cut it close. You know, so on 3x, you might be fine. You know, so if you round trip this, but what I'm looking at, because Link is one of the coins that I can also trade on many platforms inverse, I want to open a 10x leverage trade on Link, so, and I cannot do that at the current level, you know, so because the price is too high. So I need to wait that this is coming down in that pullback, you know, and open it closer to the trend line. Okay, 1 second here. Okay, so then Avi, let me go to my Avi chart. So Avi broke out as expected here to the upside. Remember, I told you if you break it $200, it's going to send. You know, you see that here in a weekly candle. Next stop $260. So here still also, it can still happen before we pull back. You know, that we are running here into $260, which is currently like a 9% move. Yeah, a 9% move, roughly 8.5, 9%. Before this is going to pull back. That is one of the runners also today to the upside. But I expect from here definitely also a rejection because of prior resistance here, you know, so, and also support in the highs here when we broke it and turned it over here the first time into support. So this is a major level for Avi. And also here on the indicators, we're pretty high on the weekly. I don't believe that we are going that much higher over the next couple of days here. So we can get a wick, you know, so a little bit higher, but then it comes back down. So I would not risk it, you know. So if you're currently in an RV trade, I would at least set my stop loss at like $250 or something when it touches 260, and then let it run. You know, if it runs to 300, take the profit there, you know, so or at 290, but it will definitely on the weekly chart, next week's candle will be most likely red, if it's not already this week. Going to happen. So the next one, Rune, you see here we get rejected from that big resistance area that I was talking about. We are putting in a doji candle, which is potentially with next week, then also confirmation of a reversal. Here I'm still looking at like $5.30, the $5 mark for Rune before this is going back to the upside. And also because we're here in a rising wedge, and you see here now it's actually turning red. So that can will stay that way this week, you know. So don't expect that Rune will make any crazy moves here to the upside currently. Another coin that I'm looking at is Theta. So Theta is already on the way to the downside, also on the daily chart. But this is absolutely normal, you know. So look at this within how many days? Let's actually go over here, and then over here. How many days was this? Friday. So within 4 or 5 days, we moved 88% to the upside. So it's absolutely normal that this is coming down. And I'm still looking at to buy this, to start buying this at $2.32 all the way down to around $1.98. So also here, I'm going to layer my orders because this is already on the way to the downside. And also here on the weekly chart, Now, if I zoom out a little bit and draw another trend line, let me just see from where I need to pull this. So here, we just touched resistance and got rejected from there. So any move back to, on the weekly chart, $2.50, $2.26, big investment entries that you might never get again on Theta before this is breaking to the upside. So here, let me actually draw quick a box. $2.50. So from here. So this is the area. Here, this is the area where I want to buy when this is coming down for investment entries. So, and also here, you can technically open here a long position and you just never close it during the bull run until we are past the all-time high, you know, or even run into new all-time high, you know, so that would be past $15.86, you know, so I'm not really sure that we are able to run into that, you know, so let's see here, where is the 0.6 from the bottom? But here, $10, you know, $10 from current levels is like a 4x, you know, so if you enter here with 5x, that's a 20x return on your money that you put in on Theta. Now, what do I still have here? Arbitrum, so Arbitrum bouncing currently from the 90-cent level, 91-cent level back to the upside. So let's see on the daily chart. Yeah, also here, not looking good. You know, on the 12-hourly, you would say, oh, this looks good. You know, look at all the indicators, everything bullish. But then you go to the daily and you're like, oh, it's not so bullish anymore. You know, stochastic printing here lower highs, you know, while price going up. So bearish divergence. You get here weak buy signal. The MACD is turning around on the weekly. It might be also at the top because we were running here for 5 weeks now to the upside. Yeah, here topping candle potentially this week, you know, also here on the weekly turning around. Not looking good, guys, not looking good. So you want to have these investment entries, you know, so and here I still expect like 82 cents, you know, so now I want to have a look on some other coins. I want to go back to Curve. Where's my Curve chart? And Comp also. Let's do Comp first. So Comp, I want to put also on a weekly chart. So here we broke this downward sloping trend, but we are still at resistance here at $79 right now. You know, so and look here also, everything, all the indicators are at the top currently. Also here, I expect in the short term a pullback, at least back to the trend line. So that would be roughly an 11% move to the downside. But I think it will go lower. I think it will go at least back to $65, maybe even lower than that to like $60, which is then like a 20-25% move to the downside. So here for Comp, I would set here my orders. But I would still expect then over the next 6 weeks that we rally into $175, you know, because $100 already doesn't look so crazy anymore for Comp, you know, so and running here then into 180 is also not that far away then anymore. So especially since we were here in a 2 years consolidation phase for Comp, you know, so there is a massive breakout coming once we are breaking the $80 mark, you know, so this can shoot up straight into $122 in a single day. So look at this move here. So that is a 56% move. Okay, maybe 2-3 days, but it can happen really quickly that we are running this up here into $123. So Phantom, where's my Phantom chart? My Phantom chart was over here somewhere. Let's see, where is the Phantom? Here's the Phantom chart. So Phantom chart, again, on the daily chart, rejected from that resistance from $1.10. Also here, everything looks like that we are slowly turning around. We were today already under $1. We were at 98 cents approximately. Now it's going a little bit back to the upside because of Bitcoin. But also here, we're gonna, as long as we stay below that trend line, we go lower, guys. You know, so and the first time that I'm going to buy is at, like I said yesterday, at 95 cents. All the way down to 84 cents. That's where I'm gonna put a lot of money in here. And also Phantom is one of the coins on some exchanges where you can trade inverse Phantom. And the reason why I want to have actually the biggest position for this month that I'm going to hold will be Phantom. And that is because of the Sonic upgrade that they have by the end of the month. So here, when Phantom starts running, just to give you an idea, I expect that we are running at least to $1.70 and potentially even higher than that here into like $2.08. So once we break this resistance at $1.14, there's not much stopping Phantom anymore to go here to $2.08 in that sonic run. It can potentially even go a little bit higher than that, but at $2.08, I definitely want to put in a stop loss at like $2 or something, you know. So and then I let the rest run to the upside. If I see then somewhere atop, that's where I'm gonna then start slowly going out of that position. But potentially, I'm gonna close some profit there, like 50% or something, that I'm gonna reinvest on that sell the news event when the upgrade actually happens. You know, so when the upgrade happens, then usually with altcoins, you're gonna see a sell-off, you know, somewhere down here back to like $1.50 or something, and there I'm gonna re-add what I made in that trade. Now I have a way bigger trade than I had before, and then I write this into a new all-time high for Phantom. So I'm gonna have a look at CRV. How long? 36 minutes. Okay, we have still some time here before I need to run. Another coin. So let me do first this one here before we go into Curve. Another one is Injective, where you want to load up, because Injective, when it breaks $31.65, is basically going straight for $40. And I think Injective in this bull run over the next 2-3 months, this will run close to $100. So here you see we have that rising wedge on the daily chart. We are about to break it to the downside because we are running here into resistance. Also, indicators are all rolling over. The first stop will be here $25, $23, $22 actually. That is already a big drop to the downside from current levels. Look here, that is a 27% move. If it reaches here the bottom of that big order block, so there in that order block, I'm gonna load up. You know, so when this is breaking down, it's also the bottom of the rising wedge. It might stop there. So and there I'm loading up on Injective for my investment portfolio, and also on some long positions to trade this into $100 and beyond. So let me go now to Curve. Where did I have the Curve chart? Or did I replace that with Comp? So let's see here, Curve. Yeah, so here Curve. I have to zoom in here. So Curve also broke this downward sloping trend. Remember what I said here? I said to you guys, Curve is such a hated coin because of all the things that happened in the last 2 years here in Curve, where they basically almost got bankrupt because of that hack, and then the founder got almost liquidated. So this is a coin that still has a lot of juice in it to run here, in my opinion, to like $2.55 really, really quickly when it gets here over, what is that, $1.12. You know, so if we are able to break above 86 cents, it will run to $1.12. If it breaks that level, it's going to send really quickly in really big candles to $2. That, like I said before, this can pull a run like XRP did. You know, so where you just see like 3, 4, 5 candles and it's all the way up here really, really quickly on the weekly chart. So, but currently we are in a big resistance block. I would not look for new positions here. Also, it ran already 17% today. It might run here another 10%, but then we are here in a big resistance area, also on the daily, and we are almost touching it right now already. So there's not, what is this, 3-4%? Or are we touching it right now already? No, there is a small gap left, but it's really small. So this is like 1.5% before we touch here these big sell order blocks. So here in that block here, at some point, I think that it's going to get rejected because also the indicators are about to top and to roll around on the weekly anyway already. And you should look for Curve. So first of all, if you have a position in Curve, set your stop losses in profit, and it might come all the way back down here to 50 to, let me see here, 50, no, that's not enough of a pullback, but here, yeah, 52 to 57 cents is what I would be looking at when it moves to the downside. Then I actually want to show you something else here. Look this. This is my Dino coin list, you know, where I had a lot of coins from 2017 and 2020 and 2021 on there. Most of these coins are running, you know. So here also VET is running, Sushi is running. So here also something where you should pay attention to. If you see DYDX running, Sushi, because it's also a DEX, will either run with it or just after DYDX ran. So yesterday DYDX was running, today is Sushi running. So Sushi is always lagging a little bit behind when you see DYDX running, so you have normally some ample time to get into that, you know. So and also Sushi, look at this here on the weekly chart where this is, you know. So this was last time a $23 coin, and we are at $1.41, you know. So here I expect that this at least goes back to like $10, you know, $10.67. But also here, if I go into a lower time frame, so here, by the way, we broke a lot of resistance levels already. I need to go into the daily for that. So this might go to $1.48, another 5-6%, and I think then it's also done, you know, because here again indicators all at the top. So right now, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing, you need to look at stuff like that, you know. So when you see, okay, total free broke a little bit higher but has a topping candle, you know. So Bitcoin, even though it is going up here, it's still at resistance, and on the higher time frame, still printing lower highs across the board, you know. So that's why I don't care. I don't care. Let it run. Let it run. We are close to it, you know. So we are really close to that big flush that I'm waiting for, and I was actually already hoping for when we started to break down here today. Okay, it might be right now happening, you know. So that drop, and then Michael Saylor must come out and say, hey, you know what? I bought another 15,400 Bitcoin, you know. So, and now that pump here that we are seeing currently in Bitcoin, I think that is just people catching on to that news, you know. So, and they are aping back in because they think they're gonna miss that we are breaking $100,000, you know. So, but this might here. How long do we have? Yeah, give it like 1.5 hours, you know, 1.5 hours. Then this should run out of steam and roll over on the lower time frames, maybe earlier already. Yeah, here maybe 30 minutes on the 15 minutes chart when I look at that. So something else I want to mention, guys, in terms of decentralized platforms, don't forget, if you sign up on AlphaX, you get $100 just for signing up there. Plus, if you deposit $100, you stand a chance to win twice per week right now, $500. So tomorrow I'm gonna give away $500 here on AlphaX. Potentially, I have to figure out how I do that if I want to do it live on the stream. Let's see how I'm potentially going to do that. So there's also a link in the description of that video, guys. So give me some other coins here. Let me see. Dot is something that we need to talk about. So Dot was also falling off the cliff here, now pumping back to the upside on the 4-hourly chart. Let me actually see if this is sustainable. Yeah, on the weekly also not looking good, guys. You know, it's not looking good on the weekly. We are here at this massive resistance block. Even if we pump a little bit higher, we will not touch here that high point of $10.50 in my opinion. Maybe it goes to $9, I don't know, $9. Yeah, here, what is this? $9.60, and then it rolls over. On the daily chart, let's see on the daily chart, also not looking good. I think tomorrow, if it's not happening today, tomorrow it's falling off that former resistance line and that upward sloping trend line, you know, because the angle of that trend line is too sharp, you know, it's too stiff to the upside. This is also not sustainable, you know, to have such a sharp angle to the upside. So if you're in a dot position that I had given yesterday, you know, so yeah, so I hope you took already profit, you know, because you're not far away from the original entry. I would get out of that, you know, so honestly. So now I want to see, let me actually have a look here. I think on ZoomX we have not a lot of coins that we can trade inverse. Yeah, so that doesn't make a lot of sense actually to trade any of them inverse. So we need to stick for now. For now, we need to stick with USDT. So, but I want to have a look here quickly. How's this looking? maybe a quick scalp somewhere that we can put in. Cardano breaking. Oh wait, no, this is Arbitrum. Where's my Cardano chart? Ah, this is Arweave. Do I have Cardano on this chart here in my watch list? No, I have it over here. Daily, no, I want to see 1 hourly. Oh, let's see. Now I want to see a 4 hourly. Where is that level that it's breaking right now? Ah, here. So that's what I wanted to see. So here, it was at $1.22. Wow. Yeah. So that is like a percent, you know. So I would not get into this right now. So on the daily, it looks not bad, you know, but I don't like that the RSI is quite high. You know, look here, the RSI is at 82. This is massively overbought, guys. Massively overbought. Really dangerous to try to trade this now. So I would not get into this. No, I would not get into this. Unless it breaks here above that resistance and the RSI comes down and it starts to form a bearish divergence while it keeps going higher, you know, so I would not enter this right now. So the lower time frames, they're actually looking good, you know, that it might move past it, but the RSI is giving me a big headache here. Yes, trust me, Bitcoin does not change. Let me show it to you guys again, why nothing is changing here. As long as we are not breaking above the golden ratio here at 97,700 and above that upward sloping trend line, the drop is still coming, you know. But remember what I told you 3 days ago. I said by Tuesday we are close to $100,000 on that trend line, you know. So, but that does not mean that big flush is not coming, you know. It just means it comes later, you know, that maybe Bitcoin is rallying here into that resistance one more time and then gets majorly rejected to the downside, you know. So this is still happening, you know, regardless if Bitcoin goes higher. The only time that this is changing would be when Bitcoin comes up here, breaks above that, retests it, and then keeps pushing higher, you know. So then it might be delayed for another 2-3 weeks, but until then it's still happening regardless. So that's why I don't care what Bitcoin does, you know. So but I want to see, is this leverage driven? Let's see the open interest, guys. What's going on with the open interest? Where is this coming from? Volume, spot. So here, there is a spot bit, but this is Michael Saylor basically, the spot bit. And then open interest got flushed here. So there are shorts liquidated, now leverage building up again. Not crazy yet. So, but here, look, we are below, I just saw this. We are below that $89,000 level on open interest. And I think the next time that we get up here, there we're going to get that big flush that we are waiting for. Because we are for a really long time too high on that open interest. So now let's do 1 or 2 more coins before I go. Before I have to go here. Did I not talk about Uni? No, I didn't. So I do it now. So actually, really funny, guys. When I went onto the plane, I was massively down on Uni, and I was hoping that my limit order that I set close to my liquidation price will not get triggered. And I got out of the plane and I saw that it was actually up, you know, and that I actually made money. So, but also here we are at resistance. You know, you see the indicators turning around now, and Uni on the 1 hourly chart starts to consolidate. So here, once it comes down, let's have a look here on the daily chart. So here you see we're running here into resistance of $14.80. Maybe it runs here into this $14.80 level, but also there I expect it's then pulling back, you know. So best case scenario, if you get it, but it will be really risky. So I would not do this right now, because look how big the daily candle is here already. Is that it goes here up, you know, into the $16 area, into that big sell cluster. But from here, it gets a really big wick here, something like this. you know, such a big wick, maybe even longer, and retraces that whole move here, and from only here starts then the candle body, you know, and will be red. So honestly, because even if it breaks the $14.80, you know, above here, I would not risk it to trade this. You know, it's too risky for me. If you are a little bit more risk adverse, you can do that, you know, so I'm not interested. So I rather wait that things are coming down and I'm gonna make there all my money. Let's see here. I'm gonna do Casper and Fed, and then I'm gonna run. Let me see here, Casper. Here's Casper. So you see here, that big red area, we got rejected from there. I'm not surprised about that. We are back here into the current support level. And now it's only testing it. We need to see if we can hold this level and from here turn around. And for that, we need to move above 16.1 cents. If we start consolidating here a little bit, chances are high that we get another leg to the upside. So here on the daily chart, I want to also have a quick look here. Also here, we start turning around. So that was just for the 4-hourly chart. So based here on the daily chart, I would expect that this is coming back down to like 14 cents. You know, 14 cents is a level where I would start buying a lot of Casper before this is then running here into 20 cents and breaks the all-time high and starts pushing into higher levels. So this might take a little bit longer than on other coins. You know, so Casper, you look at stuff like this and you think this is happening quickly, you know, but then you look at the date, you know, so and for that kind of move, it took almost a month from the bottom here all the way up here for 75%, you know, so there are some coins that are going to move faster, you know, than Casper. But if you have Casper, you know, so 14 cents is definitely cheap, you know, so this is going to double in a matter of like potentially 2-3 months, you know, so, and maybe it goes absolutely parabolic when it breaks the all-time high. So, and also here, if I pull this line a little bit higher, we are still below that downward sloping resistance line. So we have your multiple touch points, you know, so once this is breaking, if it breaks this here to the upside, I would open a new trade, you know, so until then, it might pull back to 14 cents. Then let me see, where do I have, let me use this one here. So, but I need to go to Binance, I think, for this. No, I have Bybit spot. So, but I know on Binance, you can still trade this on leverage. So here on the daily chart, also still here, this downward sloping trend line is still there. Yeah, from here, that high. Let's see, can I pull this a little bit higher like this? Yes. So when it breaks here, this line at $1.90, what is it, 94, also it's going to send, you know, so because here the all-time high was $3.47, and before that, let me see here, the next level, it will jump to like $2.54, then to $2.85, $3.12, then new all-time high. So, and that will also happen really, really quick, in my opinion, because Fetch, look here in the past, how quick that was running in the last bull run. So I expect something similar when it breaks here around $2.70. Then you want to see here that expansion happening. But here on that pullback that I'm still expecting to the downside, major level $1.65, but it will actually go lower than that. Also here I expect like $1.40, 45. That is the range where I would accumulate before it sends back to the upside. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here. For everybody that was here, don't forget to smash up the like button that more people can see the stream, even though I'm already done with it and it's not live anymore. And don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money, and I hope with a big pullback tomorrow.